Attention, all views and opinions expressed in this video and channel are for educational purposes only.
All right, everybody. So today I have, as you can see, a new studio that I'm back here working on. It's not true. Trying out something different today. But anyway, I got some new emails today and I thought I'd go ahead and start sharing them. I've had them for a while. A couple of the guys and girls reached out to me and said, "Hey, Chad, when do you think you're going to release those, And well, okay, let me just tell you. So I'm going to do another one today. So I've already done two. I'll do some more here. Here we go. Smoke shop owners, presentation is everything. If your store looks like a garage sale, your customers aren't going to take you seriously. Displayarama.com has every fixture you need: racks, showcases, slat walls, counters, mannequins, all in stock, ready to ship fast. Upgrade your look, boost your sales, and save some cash. Use my code ChadWade5 to get 5% off your order. Displayarama, real fixtures, real fast, recommended by me, Chad, here at Chadwade TV. Okay, it says her name is Priya. She's from Georgia, and she owns Lotus Smoke Company. Hi, my name is Priya, and I own Lotus Smoke Company here in Georgia. I used to be an accountant. Calculators, spreadsheets, late nights with tax returns stacked to the ceilings. On paper, my life looked pretty stable. Decent salary, benefits, retirement plan. Ooh, that's something you don't hear every day of. But inside, I was burnt out, uninspired, and tired of building other people's dreams, while mine just sat on the shelf and collected dust. I totally understand that. Probably most of you do as well. Today, I run a profitable smoke shop that's become a community spot in my neighborhood. I didn't get here easily. My road was paved with financial risk, cultural clashes, sleepless nights, and more mistakes than I can count on the said calculator. But if you're reading this because you're thinking of opening your own shop, let me tell you my full story, because maybe my lessons will save you some pain. Probably. And once you've heard this story, you'll agree. I grew up in a traditional Indian household. My parents came to the U.S. with nothing, so stability was everything, she says. Get a safe job, my father always said. Doctor, engineer, accountant, respectable. So I became an accountant. It made them proud, but it didn't make me happy. I can get that. Every day felt like a copy of the one before. I was 31, single, with a closet full of business suits, but no joy. What woke me up was my client list. Some of the small business owners I worked for were making mistakes left and right, but they still had more freedom than I did. They were their own bosses. Even on their worst days, they had ownership. That started gnawing at me. Around that same time, vaping was exploding. Every gas station I stepped at had empty shelves where disposables sold out daily. My younger brother, who was in college, kept telling me, "This city needs more legit smoke shops. The ones we have are overpriced or very sketchy." And that idea started to stick. Unlike some, I didn't leap in head first. I treated the idea like an accounting project. I spent 12 months studying. God, if I'd have had 12 months to study it, I wouldn't have done it, just to tell you the truth. I would have talked myself completely out of it. She goes on to say, foot traffic counts. I literally sat in parking lots counting how many people walk past potential storefronts during peak business hours. Now, I have said that to many people, that you need to sit in a parking lot and watch the traffic in front of the store and what's going back and forth in front of the store. You've probably heard me say that. Competition maps. I made spreadsheets of every smoke shop in the city, what they carried, how their stores looked, and what their price points were. God, she had to be remembering a lot of numbers. Jesus. Demographics. I cross-referenced census data to find zip codes with high numbers of young adults, 21 to 35, renters, and college students. The product mix. I tracked what sold fastest online and in wholesale catalogs. By the end, I had a binder thicker than a college textbook. My conclusion, there was a sweet spot in Decatur near Georgia State University satellite campus. High traffic, young customer base, and only one tired-looking smoke shop 2 miles away. How she got the money? The biggest hurdle was money. I didn't come from wealth, and I wasn't about to ask my parents, who would have lectured me about throwing away my career, quote unquote. So here's how I did it. I took out an SBA microloan. I applied for the loan that required a business plan thicker than my arm, but with my accounting background, I nailed it. They gave me $25K. Personal savings. I had about $10,000 saved from years of work. Not much, but it added a cushion. And I had a credit card. And I even opened a new credit card with $7,500 limit for emergencies. The total war chest was $42,500. If you already own a shop, now you probably know that's not a lot of money. But she says, not a fortune, but enough to get started lean. I would say very lean. The Buildout. I found a 1,000 square foot unit in a strip center anchored by a busy grocery store. The rent was $2,400 a month. Painful, but worth it for the location. The space was ugly. Fluorescent lights, cracked tile, walls painted mustard yellow. God. I wanted Lotus Smoke Company to feel different, modern, clean, welcoming. I'm finding out with the last two too, if you remember that. Remember all the paint they talked about? Branding. I chose the lotus flower as the logo because it symbolizes growth out of mud. Exactly what I wanted this shop to represent. Colors. I wanted brisk white walls, dark wood shelves, bright LED lighting, no shady vibes. For her fixtures, I spent $6,000 on new glass cases and custom shelving. This was my biggest splurge because I wanted the store to feel polished. And for signage, $1,200 on a sleek backlit sign with the Lotus logo. That wouldn't even cover it now, and y'all know it. Build-out cost was about $15,000. That left me with $27K for inventory, permits, and operating expenses. I opened in the fall of 2019. Well, I still don't understand the price of the sign being so inexpensive. First day was total chaos. POS system froze, my debit card reader wouldn't connect, and a group of college kids came in laughing at how empty my shelves looked. I wanted to crawl in the back room and cry. That first week, I grossed maybe $2,300. Not bad, but after rent and cost, my profits were basically zero and maybe at a loss, depending on how you look at it. I'll bet it was at a loss. But it's just a week. The first 6 months nearly broke me. Staffing mistakes. I hired friends to help cover shifts. Bad mood. They showed up late, gave homie discounts, and treated the shop like a hangout spot. I lost hundreds in giveaways before I realized I had to let them go. That was brutal but necessary. Product missteps. I overstocked cigars and hookahs because I thought they'd sell. Wrong. My college crowd wanted vapes, disposables, and affordable glass. Thousands of dollars sat stale until I started discounting just to clear up the shelves and get some money back. Cultural pushback. Some relatives found out what I was doing and disapproved. A smoke shop, that's not respectable. It hurt, but I had to stop looking for validation and focus on building. And the COVID curveball. Just as I was finding my footing, the pandemic hit. For a week, I thought I'd lose everything, But then sales exploded because people were stuck at home. They needed something to do. So I guess they vaped. I guess they smoked. I guess that's what, and that is what happened. And I remember what we did. So I get it. I started adapting fast. I did customer surveys. I asked every customer, what do you wish we carried? I tracked answers in a spreadsheet. Disposable vapes, rolling trays, kratom, and CBD just kept popping up along with Delta products. I shifted inventory accordingly. Social media. I made an Instagram for Lotus Smoke Company and posted new arrivals daily. College kids found me that way, and within months, 70% of my sales came from repeat students. Systems. My accounting background paid off. I tracked sales by SKU weekly. I knew exactly what made money and what didn't. That's how I avoided getting blindsided. By the end of year one, I was averaging $35,000 in monthly sales. After rent and payroll, I finally hired reliable part-timers. And costs, I was taking home about $6,000 a month. Not rich, but more than my accounting job and far more satisfying, I'll bet. I bet that's so true, Priya. There were nights I wanted to quit. Nights when the stress of payroll and bills felt like just too much. Nights when my parents' disappointment echoed in my head, but I just kept going. Here are the biggest lessons I learned. Numbers first. Passion matters, but numbers don't lie. Know your margins, track your sales, and adjust accordingly. Don't hire friends or family. Hire people you can hold accountable without damaging the relationships. I've said that a billion times. Adapt or die. Customers' demand changes fast. Be willing to pivot your product mix constantly. Respect the law. Smoke shops walk a fine line legally. I studied compliance like a second career. It kept me safe. Stay professional. The clean, modern look of my shop earned trust. People brought their moms in to buy gifts, and that mattered to me. It's been 5 years since I opened Lotus Smoke Company, and it is now a staple of Decanter. I employ 5 people, and our Instagram has over 15,000 followers. Now, that's nothing to joke about, ma'am, because building a platform is no joke. So if she's got 15K, man, I think that's awesome, because those are people that are actually looking, and she's not apparently buying, 300,000-400,000, Instagram followers just to make it look like her numbers are blowed up. So take that into account. Most importantly, I feel proud of what I do. I built something from nothing, something that supports me and my community. My parents still don't totally get it, but when they saw me buying my first home last year with profits from the shop, I think they finally understood. If you're considering opening a smoke shop, okay, here's the meat, everybody. Here's what I'd tell you. Do your homework. Research locations, demographics, and competition until you know them better than your own family. Have a cushion. Delays, mistakes, and surprises will eat cash like a hungry rabbit. Don't go in underfunded. I don't know what a hungry rabbit looks like, but that must be a cultural thing. Focus on repeat customers. Anyone can get someone at one time or another. The money is in getting them back weekly. So in other words, you get them one time, no problem. Keeping them coming back, that's the job. Respect yourself. Don't let suppliers, landlords, or even family make you feel less than. You're building something that's real. Amen, girls. Preach, girl. Stay disciplined. Don't treat your business, a bank account, like an ATM. Reinvest until the foundation is rock solid. I said that repeatedly. So, I think and we wasn't doing things like that. So whatever. Closing thoughts. If you're scared, good. Fear means you understand the risk, but don't let fear freeze you. If someone like me, a burnt out accountant with nothing but spreadsheets and stubbornness, can build a thriving smoke shop, so can you. That's all in capital letters, by the way. It won't be easy. You'll lose sleep. you'll lose money, and maybe a lot of relationships. But if you push through, you'll gain something priceless: freedom. That's all in capitals as well. That's how Lotus Smoke Company gave me. That's what Lotus Smoke Company gave me. And I hope one day you'll get to feel that same pride. Thank you for making all these videos. Thank you for letting me share my testimony. And with determination, Priya, owner, Lotus Smoke Company in Georgia. I am proud of you, girl. Proud of you. So what about you guys? You got a smoke shop? You got a story you want to tell? You want to be as detailed as these group does, and you can be verified. So I'm going to need your phone number. I'm going to need your name. I need a way to get a hold of you. Send it over to me at askchadwade@gmail.com. I love Georgia, so I would not be unopposed to show up down there and do some filming in this lady's spot. I would really like to do that, Priya. If you'd be up to that, please send me an address and when would be a good time to come. I can let you know. I'd be more than happy to do it. Way to go, girl. Proud of you. It takes a lot of nuts, even if you don't have them physically, biologically, to do that and go against your parents and bang heads with them and your friends and family. It takes a lot of nerve to do that, y'all. And if you don't believe it, then you're just bullshitting yourselves. So, hey, I thank you. I thank you for sending me that email. I thank you for answering the phone, and I appreciate you talking to me a little bit and going over with, what you had said. And I appreciate you so much. And I am thinking you may be right, and maybe we could, do the interview, and we'll figure that out at a later date. Because I'd like to do a follow-up, and maybe you could show us around. All right, everybody, that's what I got. I appreciate Priya, you doing that again. I appreciate you all coming in and listening to it and being a part of this big family. And I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for all that you've done for me. And man, reading these emails makes me feel good. It makes me feel real good knowing that there's a shot for some of you folks out there, man. Some of you people out there willing to strike it out and willing to slug it out in there in the trenches and do your thing and not give up. God, I love it. I love that happened. I love it. All right, everybody, that's what I got for today. I will be back with more, and hopefully you guys will send me some too. I'm feeling pretty good about today now. Love it. All right, y'all. See ya. Bye.